Alright girlies, this week the metal scene is on fire news-wise, and literally as well. We have Ronnie Radke launching his own metal news outlet making fun of Lambgoat, we have Gojira teasing new music for 2026, Dracula surviving a tour bus fire, and some other fun bips and bops that are going to be discussed today for the second episode of the Pozer Press, so buckle in, it's going to be fun. Dracula's tour bus went up in flames and they barely made it out alive. If you didn't know, Dracula is currently on tour with the band Ice Nine Kills, and he put out a post on Instagram talking about how they barely had enough time to make it out of their bus before they realized it was fully engulfed in flames. He put out on Instagram, "At 6 a.m. this morning, our bus caught fire while we were sleeping. I was in the back behind a locked door and was woken up by my crew screaming and banging on the door telling me to get off the bus. We all got off immediately, and within 30 seconds, the entire bus was engulfed in flames, starting right where I was laying down. Most of us lost all of our possessions, including things we needed for the show. As such, we were unable to perform tonight and will not be able to perform tomorrow. We hope to be back on the road supporting Ice Nine Kills starting in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm sorry to any of you who are looking forward to seeing us perform. I was unable to make this post any earlier as I lost my phone in the fire. Everyone in the crew is safe, however, including myself. We look forward to jumping back in soon." He put it up as a carousel and then also included footage of the bus being on fire, the fire department putting it out, and then a really blurry photo of the charred remains of the bus. He did caption the post on Instagram and said, "I'm sorry and I hope to see you soon." And I cannot imagine how terrifying that is, especially with how confined and small a tour bus is. Thinking about all of the things that could have gone wrong, maybe it was a generator, maybe it was something else, maybe it was the exhaust system, but fires in a contained area like that, not to mention they're on tour. This is a business, they need to make money. This is actively damaging, causing them to cancel tour dates. I feel terrible for them. They're not going to be able to get back on the road until, well, actually today, August 27th, which is when I'm recording this. So hopefully they are back on the road and touring and in a new bus and have recouped some of the items that they have lost. He did end up thanking his fans for their support and explained, while they appreciate fans offering to donate money, it isn't necessary. A lot of you have asked if you can donate money, and while I appreciate that, I don't want to take money from any of you. Your vocal support is more than enough." Which, okay, hot take here, but I see time and time again, bands having something bad like this happen, and then putting out a GoFundMe. Okay, I get it, but it is so refreshing to me to see a larger band, or, a starting out larger artist. I would consider Dracula to be a larger artist now. He's blown up on TikTok, and if you don't consider TikTok famous to be famous, you're wrong. But he also mentioned, "Despite my career flourishing this year, I've gone from almost taking my own life to just barely escaping death, so now I feel like something out there wants me to live. Thus, that is the plan." "Thus, that is the plan, Jan. I will figure this out and we will be back on the road shortly. Thank you." But yeah, I saw that headline pop up on my feed and I'm like, what do you mean? Maybe it was just like a little fire? Because these headlines love to extrapolate and make these so much bigger than they actually are. But no, that was a whole ass bus fire. The vehicle was engulfed in flames, and the photos of the damage will kind of speak to that. But this was insane, and I cannot imagine how terrifying this is, and I'm so glad that everyone made it out safe. Gojira, my beloved, is teasing a new album in 2026, and we have a confirmation from their drummer, and I am so freaking excited. I don't know if you guys can tell that I'm excited, but I am! So Mario Duplantier confirmed that their album will be released in 2026. The drummer did an interview during Bloodstock and then confirmed that yes, they are going to be putting out new music. This new album coming out in 2026 is going to be following up their last release, which was all the way back in 2021 with Roadrunner Records. I'm so freaking excited. Gojira just came off probably one of the largest landmarks I would consider a metal band to have made. They played at the opening of the Olympics. That's insane. It was an amazing performance. It was so cool. That song is still rotating in my playlist. Can you guys tell that I really like Gojira? Because I really like Gojira. And I know everybody's going to clock me. You're throwing the R in there again. I know, I don't know why I do. I don't know. I just keep throwing it in. It's rage bait, because how else am I supposed to get engagement on my content? So in the interview, he says, we already did record some drums and guitars and bass. So in the interview, he ended up saying, we don't have that much pressure. We are not a young band anymore. We've been a band for 30 years, so Gojira is already an established band. It doesn't mean that we can be lazy. It doesn't mean that, but it is very crucial to take the time to bring something fresh and new and powerful. He then proceeded to add, for the new songs, we took so much time just to make sure everything is fine and powerful enough and, I don't know, smart enough as well, but it's on the way. It's on the way, 2026, for sure. So, I know that's not super concrete evidence, but I saw that and I giggled. I was like, I freaked out. I was so happy. I sent it to everyone that I know that likes Gojira, and I cannot wait, and I'm going to be dragging you guys along with me up until the day it releases, and then I'll be dragging you guys through it some more because I love that band. Which, speaking of bands that I love, I have a little treat. It's not exactly news, but it is something that I discovered on my feed, and I feel the need to just distribute it to everybody that I talk to because I love it so much. Today's just the day of things that I'm really boogieing with. So, Sleep Token, Even in Arcadia, the new album came out. Well, I found a lo-fi version of the entire album. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I need something a little chill playing in the background, just a little. If you listen to lo-fi, you know exactly what I mean. Someone, and I'm going to put all the information up here because I don't have it right in front of me, made or recreated the entire Even in Arcadia album as a lo-fi album. Like lo-fi girls study beats to chill out to. But it's the Even in Arcadia songs. And when I tell you it smacks, it smacks. And I ended up putting this in my Discord just because I feel like I have no filter when it comes to me experiencing things and then immediately word vomiting it onto the poor participants of the Pozer Club Discord server. But when I am home alone, I will have a little karaoke moment. I will have a little sing my heart out moment. And I know the words to the Even in Arcadia album, I will emphasize. And having a little karaoke singing sesh belt your heart out moment to lo-fi, oh my god, it was a religious experience. And I recommend it to anyone. Just pull it up. I will link it in the comments, or you can just look up Sleep Token Lo-Fi Even in Arcadia. You will not be disappointed. And if you're disappointed, you're wrong. That's kind of the sentiment that I have regarding this, because it was so good. And I cannot stop listening to it. It's kind of gross, but I just have to spread the word. It's an infection. I must spread it. Listen to it. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I love lo-fi. I also love Sleep Token, and they went. And it's so good. Now, we have the big segment for today, and it's about my favorite guy, Mr. Radke, Ronnie Radke. He's back in the headlines again, and I dig it. A lot of the time what you see, especially in the metal world, is Ronnie Radke is the person everybody dogs on because it's really easy, especially coming at it from the standpoint of metal journalists, article-based websites, commentators, people needing a good clickbait title to get people to engage on their video content. And so when I saw my feed, I was on Instagram and Ronnie Radke's posts started coming up, but they weren't like posts about him. They weren't like his usual like TikTok thirst posting. They were mock news posts, like the same format that I would use to announce something or a outlet would use to post like a news update. He is making fake news or just call out news. So some of the stuff isn't even fake, it's just like him calling people out on things that we all know. Like there's a post about Franzilla also having an OnlyFans and how he went from metal to making OnlyFans content, and just post after post after post after post of just amazing stuff. And I didn't do this because it's not good for my mental health to just give myself another reason to doom scroll online, but I was seriously contemplating turning on post notifications for Ronnie Radke, which I have never thought I would tell myself or like utter that out loud. Like, why would I turn on post notifications for Ronnie Radke? But I'm seriously contemplating it because this shit is gold. Ronnie Radke breeds controversy, and he's also a really good person to pick on, at least from the marketing standpoint, because 90% of the time, if your outlet is big enough, he will respond to it. And it was just always a really giant content boost. The numbers are down this week. Okay, I'm gonna edit a photo of Ronnie Radke being bald and post it on Twitter, and then he's gonna threaten everybody. People meme Radke, Radke memes them back, and then we all kind of mutually benefit off of the engagement farm that is drama because people love drama. Getting into the background as to why Ronnie Radke is now making his own news, we have the outlet called Lambgoat. So Lambgoat, and I can get my actual script pulled up because I'm gonna get so off topic if I keep just winging it here. So Lambgoat made an article, and I have this article right here, titled "Falling in Reverse Headliner in Austin Reportedly Canceled Due to Low Ticket Sales." This was published 17 days ago. I am a little late to the party, but better late than never. So the article says, Falling in Reverse fans planning to attend the group's headlining concert in Austin, Texas this upcoming Wednesday, August 13th, were confused last week when they received official word from Ticketmaster that the event at Moody Center had been canceled. The notification simply stated, unfortunately, the event organizer had to cancel your event. We've been since told by a reliable source that the concert was scrapped due to poor ticket sales. Neither Falling in Reverse nor polarizing frontman Ronnie Radke have addressed the cancellation, nor, seemingly, will they. Falling in Reverse kicked off their God is a Weapon North American tour with Slaughter to the Prevail, Wage War. No, not Wage War. Wage, sorry about that. Hollywood Undead, Tech 9, Sleep Theory, God, let me talk. And Point North this weekend in Colorado. Notably, in addition to the aforementioned Austin stop, Bristow, Virginia show on August 26th has also been canceled for undisclosed reasons. So this is basically the article that kicked it all off. All of this was based off of an anonymous, reliable source, which leaves some, room to be interpreted on if this was just made up for a good headline or if they actually had somebody talking to them. But I will say that Falling in Reverse came here to where I live, and it was a pretty packed show. So I don't think a band as large as Falling in Reverse is going to have an issue with ticket capacity and making their capacity. I don't think it's going to be like a issue of them not having enough people coming, because it's a big band and they have enough people supporting them that I feel like it would draw quite a lot of people. But I don't know if the tickets were expensive. I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm not running the logistics on the event. So Radke ended up posting the actual screenshot of Lambgoat's sharing the article, and just said, straight up lying at Lambgoat. And I know, and I'm not really going to go, oh god, I stand corrected. I thought it was just a picture. I had a link of it, and it was just a picture. It's actually a classic Ronnie TikTok.
This is the baseline of my tour, pretty much, of ticket sales, roughly, more or less, across 31 fucking shows. That's about 10 to 11,000 people last night. Dallas, 10,000 people. Austin was 5,000 fucking tickets and a 7,000.
So just a classic Ronnie response here on that not being true. I don't know if people would consider this meta, but I think this is peak internet. Ronnie Radke deleted all of his posts off of his personal Instagram, made a secondary account to then upload all of his personal content on, and is now making content for Rock Hard News, and the URL just like forwards back to his Instagram page, and made this post about Lambgoat. Owner of Lambgoat has reportedly negative 5,000 in his bank account according to reliable source. Which obviously pokes fun at the fact that, the article that Lambgoat put out was good enough for a reliable source to be the basis of it, which entirely subjective. Maybe Ronnie does have a reliable source that says that this guy has negative 5K in the bank. Or he's just kind of pointing out the hypocrisy because his caption or bio on his Instagram is, now let's emphasize this here. Sorry, I keep switching between Ronnie Radke and Ronnie Radke because now he has two accounts. He is holding a mirror up to biased false journalism. My real account is Ronnie Radke. And I'm scrolling and I'm looking at these and they're so good. It's everything from him being able to make fun of the whole Tommy Lee incident with the Snapchat account to just calling out random artists or just people he doesn't like. And so I love it. Honestly, it's so good and it's so fun because posts aren't being made about me in that sense. Like, I'm sure if I logged on one day to Instagram and I got an you've been mentioned in a post by @Ronnie Radke, I'd probably go, okay, what's going on? Or even like this headline, David Draymond levitates 578 miles across the Caspian Sea for a Tinder date. Like, these posts are so good, and they're so embedded in like what has actually been happening in the metal scene that it's like arguably Rock Hard News is doing better than the Hard Times right now. And I'm here for it. I really am, because this is quite literally the same exact format that Hard Times uses, and this is Rock Hard. This wasn't on my bingo card. Obviously, the TikTok video of Ronnie Radke crashing out over the post and telling his fan base about why it's bullshit, that's typical. Him deleting his entire Instagram account and then making a fake metal news outlet to make, like, satire news posts about people in the metal industry, which the best part about it is this isn't like me making satire metal content news. Like, obviously I can do that and I've done it before. 90% of these people, I can almost guarantee he has some kind of personal engagement or like experience with, because he's a metal musician and has been in the industry for long enough and is large enough to know, or at least have some kind of like funny backing to the fact that he made a post about a $25 million bounty on Ivan Moody's head. And then a caption, Ivan Moody last seen in child labor facility in Costa Rica. He's wanted on forcing kids to make his shoes. Like, it is so good. And you know what? I take it back. I'm gonna go turn on post notifications for Ronnie Radke. Ronnie Radke doesn't just break the metal scene, he proceeds to then troll it with his own fake metal music outlet. I don't see anything wrong with this. I know people are complaining and like saying, oh, this is really rude of him. I don't know, like, you can only have so many headlines made about you on information that's not true, or maybe it is true, we don't know, that's the fun of all of this, it's speculation, but especially in a like industry like music or even more niche metal music. Outlets are doing everything they can to be able to get the headlines, to get the clicks, to be relevant. It's not the same as YouTube content, short form content, etc. People are actively having to try and find ways to claw people into reading their articles, or at least sharing the headlines, because that little thumbnail is the funny bit, or that little Instagram post with the thumbnail is the funny bit. So personally, I really hope he does keep it up. Heck, I really even hope that this turns into an actual outlet, or maybe even a real outlet. Like, it starts off as a joke and then he really encourages independent metal journalism that isn't influenced by all of the things that right now the major owned metal outlets are influenced by, like the record labels that own them, the distribution companies that own them, etc., etc., etc. It is so refreshing to kind of see somebody taking a step back and being able to make fun of their community, not in a way of, okay, let's pick on the same people over and over and over again because that's what gets us clicks, but I have a meta and a funny background standpoint on this person, and I'm going to make something that is actually funny and has relevance, and I know with my personal relationship with them has some kind of ground, has some kind of like stick to it. So I think we need to end off this video on a little bit more of a positive or just a forward thinking note, other than me turning on my post notifications for Ronnie Radke's Hard Times and being excited to see when the next fake headline is, because Live Nation has just put out a report stating that metal music is now trending to be more popular than any other genre for live music. Despite seeing its struggles in things like online streaming or album purchasing, metal music is winning as an industry when it comes to live attendance to the shows because of our community. They actually put out like a carousel with statistics on it talking about this, showing that hard rock concerts were up 14% in 2025, and then metal acts now account for 13% of arena and stadium shows in the US. They specifically credited the bands Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, Pierce the Veil, Sleep Token, Ghost, Turnstile, and Falling in Reverse for their massive streams and high ticket sales. Not only them, but they also credited Korn, Deftones, Linkin Park, System of a Down, and Metallica for their festival appearances and stadium shows, and not to mention bands like Black Sabbath. So that leads me to wonder, what was the last metal concert that you went to? And I want to know what it is, so let me know in the comments. But that is all I had for you guys today on this week's Pozer Press episode. So let me know, what was your favorite story? What do you think is going to have the most impact on the metal scene? Do you think it's Ronnie's new satire news outlet, Gojira having a new album coming out in 2026, Kim Dracula's bus catching on fire, and the fact that metal music is more popular or is becoming more popular in the live music scene? Let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, I'll see you guys next week for the next episode of the Pozer Press. And if you like videos like this and want to support and, I don't know, engage a little or whatever you think, make sure to like, comment, and then, of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.